from demanding needs, I want to just, because we are from just lots of countries, so now, what's the new trends and what's the unique? Just especially for people's travel behavior. I just want to, I think just Germany and China and the US, it's so different. And so just first off, let's just from Yaxiao start. Yeah. Can you talk about China? Yeah.
Chinese transportation is now evolving very significantly. The Chinese government is pushing the city to move people from rural area to the urban area. In the coming maybe decades, maybe 80% of 1.3 billion people will living in Chinese cities. So the commutes and the cross-city traveling is a big challenge for us. That's why Chinese government is now established the biggest, the world's largest high-speed train networks in China. Everyone takes the high-speed train to cross city. Within the urban area, the challenge is also very difficult. For example, there are almost 60 million cars in Beijing metropolitan area. So every day the car moves only at maybe 15 to 20 kilometers per hour. All the streets are crowded. So the government is promoting public transportations and smart mobility together. The smart mobility will cover from the share of bikes to share of buses together. So it's very interesting. From the 1st of November, Chinese has give legal license to all internet-based taxis, like us, like Uber, like Didi, and all other giants. They can provide internet-based taxi services. I think it's the first countrywide licenses in the world for this kind of business. And that will increase development of mobility services, not only in the big cities, but also in all the new cities in China. And lastly, everyone in China knows that the only way to improve transportation in big cities by AI and data-driven technologies. With AI technology, you can save time, choose the best route, and to allocate best resources across the cities. And then, so that Chinese government and all companies can invest huge billions of dollars in this kind of autonomous drive, deep learning, and smart HD map and other all related technologies. And Chinese government will also launch something like a Tokyo Olympics. Beijing will have the Winter Olympics in 2022. By 2022, Beijing will offer the autonomous drive taxis. It's an ambitious challenge for us. So from now on, the challenge in China urban area is crowded people, lots of cars, and also the air pollution. The hazard is a hazard for us. But we are trying to solve it by the shared business model, and data-driven technology model. So I have confidence in that to improve the overall experience.
Yeah, I think thank you very just now current, very big and very different diversity demographic. So Matt, can you just share some about, you mentioned that you are doing pilot test just in Berlin. So also, just in Germany, so different just Berlin, Munich, and Frankfurt. So people's travel behavior is very similar, or just some different, or just can you just
It's completely different because it depends on the socio-cultural factors of the city, especially when you look at Frankfurt. Frankfurt is a city where the people are working. So nobody is living in Frankfurt, so you have a big portion of commuters, they go to work and go outside the city to sleep. And when you compare it with other cities like Berlin, you have a mixed infrastructure where people live, work all together, so you have much more intra-city commuting. And for this intra-city commuting, you see that the classical modes you have by car sharing, helps you not much, because yes, of course, it's cool because Berlin is the, let's say, car sharing capital in the world, but you also need to find a parking space. And this is the main problem with your shared car. Yes, of course, you can have a shared car. It's easy, it's cool, but then you spend more than half an hour or an hour by searching your parking space, and then this is not cool. And what we see here clearly is that the people want to have a clear A to B, on-demand, flexible, and swift mobility. And they are becoming completely more picky. They want to optimize their mobility habits and their behaviors with a variety of mobility. So maybe at a weekend, when somebody wants to go to IKEA, he takes a car to go or a drive now, and during the week he uses our smart scooter, then he uses a train, a bike. So it depends. It depends on the personal pattern and the personal situation at every minute and every moment of a people.
I have just asked a further question. So you said that it's different, even just within Germany. So if you want to put your just mobility service platform, you think it's a different region should be different platform, or should be just one single platform? So it's
what we are using is a single platform. So from the backend side, you can think that it's like a global template, but yes, of course, you need special versions for special cities. For example, in the European Union, you can drive a scooter up to 15 kilometers per hour without any additional driving license. You need your car driving license, and if you have it, fine. And you can park the scooter wherever you want in the city, just leave enough space and room built between the walls, then you're fine. When I compare it now here with Israel, you have special regulations for the driving license, or in the US, you cannot park your scooter wherever you want. Here you have special regulations. So here you have to adapt your service to every special frame condition you will find in a city. But I'm 100% sure that also if we can overcome these hurdles, e-scooter sharing will be a perfect fit also here for Tel Aviv.
Great. Mayor, can you?
I said yes. You know, we have a telefan with bicycle. We have Autotel that will work in 2017. And yes, we are thinking about telemoto, electricity, telemoto. And the problem is not the parking. The problem is the achieving the electricity. This is the problem. We have a regulation of this and we cannot take it from the electricity of the road. We have to build something special for it, and there is company that have the license from the government to deal with it, and it's become very complicated. You don't believe it, but I'm working on how to make the electricity arrive to the motor scooter. That's the main problem. And what you show up...
It's very easy. You can use swappable batteries.
Yes, but the offer that we have now in the table connect with electricity and batteries. It's another kind of supplement and another kind of working on it. And anyway, what we see that it's not that each country is different, but also each city is different. Tel Aviv, for example, have a mixed use of work and living and entertainment and everything in the same area, in the same city. So we have a lot of walkers in the street. But usually, most of the city are a city of sleep, you say it, which people go to sleep, wake up in the morning and go to work. And if you don't have mixed use, which is something also, when city want to be smart, she cannot be smart only in technology, she have to be smart in planning and in looking in advance how to mix up the life of the people, so everything will be very close, 15 minutes of walking. And with all that, we're still different, a little bit, I think, from the other world, not in our capacity to work in an intelligent way with the computers and the data and to find a new solution, but in the way our regulation work and our budget work. And the strength of and the power of the workers that are organized. And this is a big difference in Israel. And from my point of view, the new technology give a good opportunity for us. And I'll just mention the autonomous car as maybe a solution for Shabbat. Because the elevator can work in Shabbat from the day they invent the elevator of Shabbat that go by itself. So the autonomous car without driver, maybe will give us transportation 24/7 without wake up the religious against it. So we are a little bit complicated, but nobody really can stop the vision and the needs of smart transportation, because otherwise, what you mentioned about China, it's more about us. We are stuck sometime hours in the road, and that spend our money, bring us back all home nervous, and really, that's not the way to deal. And I think the new world offer to all of us good opportunity, and we have to use them.
Dr. Oren, can you just share just U.S. especially Gen Y, Gen Z, just especially young generation? It's I think it's a very, very key driver for smart mobility. Can you just share some insights with us?
Yes, so again, we're operating in several cities in the US, and I think what you see some trends in the US also globally is that people, or the younger generation, millennials, or I don't know what the next generation is called today, car ownership is going down. It's not automatic anymore that when you're 16 years old in the US that you immediately get a driver license. Right? So people want the service. I think what's really changing is that people want the service and they don't necessarily want to buy the asset. Right? They want to get from point A to point B. They don't need to buy the car for it. They want to just get the service with a push of a button. And these services obviously are booming, and we're seeing that in our service as well, at least if it's affordable, cheap. You don't have to commit to anything. We always say that when you look at the commercials on US television of new cars, so you see somebody driving on Highway 1 on the West Coast, wind in his hair, beautiful scenery, but that's sort of maybe 0.1% of the actual experience of people driving in cars. Most of the time, they're sitting in traffic. Right? So if you can have somebody else drive, either the machine itself or a driver, and you're sitting there comfortably, and you can, do your texts, read your emails, and that's the way to go. And it's booming all over the world, and we definitely are interested in doing something here in Israel and Tel Aviv. There's a lot of potential here, and would like to get all the support we can. Thank you.
Thank you. Also, but we should just turn the next session. But the last question, because we are just to our Bosch and just UCA also, because we mentioned lots of keywords about mobility service platform. So I think it's not limited to large company. Also tech, high-tech companies, startups, they should be involved. So Yaxiao, can you just please give our Israel, I think lots of startups from Israel, some hints. If they go to want to be involved in the Chinese mobility service platform, what opportunities? And also later Matt, can you,
Okay, this is a very good question. Actually, from my point of view, the shared mobility or smart mobility is a huge ecosystem. It's not just a mobile app or just a backend data-driven system. For example, anti-stolen of the shared cars is a very big challenge in China. For example, there is, I can't say the accurate numbers because it's a secret for ours, but our cars are always being stolen. And we need all kinds of information to find them back. So if someone can provide some technology to protect the car, 100,000 cars in our fleet, we are very glad to pay money for them. We have tried different kind of technology from the GPS lock and from the maybe the OBD controlled anti-door open and other all kinds of services. But still, the challenge is there that if my car is stolen, I will not only lose a car, but lose the capability to make a service. So this is a big challenge for us. It's just a small piece in our ecosystem. We also have some challenges in how to maintain these cars, how to exchange the battery or faster recharge for the EV cars, and how to predict the people's behavior by AI or the other big data technology. So I'm thinking that if Israel startups with good technologies can stick into one or two pain points of us, they will be very succeed in China because we have a very large market for you to penetrate and to gain profit and to also to develop the ecosystem together with us.
Great direction. If I was just a founder of an Israel startup, I would develop anti-throw technology soon and propose to you. That meant, can you just...
So you mean, from the European perspective, would be good advice for a startup in the mobility world? Or what is the question exactly?
Oh, just to propose for example, just to Bosch.
Bosch here, for me, is just the investor. So we are a clear startup. We are working in a startup mode. We are a own legal entity. We have our complete own branding. And yes, of course, Bosch has deep pockets and is a very good investor. And this we are proud to have it, but we are just as a normal startup. So we here working in a complete startup environment and using just Bosch as an investor.
Okay. So now...
As I say, we're happy to learn from everyone. And just for example, our buses, Dan buses, came from China with a new technology that interests everyone that hear about it, that in 7 moments they charge the battery of the buses. It's very quick and it's worked nice. In the other hand, outside there you can see robotic cars, you know, there is cars that change their measure according to the driving. They are large, when they park they are small, and all kind of nice idea, technologic application, sharing, kind of fuel, clean fuel and everything. You can find a lot of idea for industry that doesn't exist in Israel, so we can do not much with all the idea for cars because we don't have car industry, and maybe a little bit, you know, it's even unknown. So I think that cooperation between all of us here can bring a lot of good to Israel and to the world with the knowledge and the mind that we have here.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor.
Okay, just also to add to that, I think when you look at the transportation industry, everything you want to do, the capital expense is just huge, tremendous. The light rail or / subway in Tel Aviv, I don't know how many billions of dollars need to be invested just to build it or dig the tunnels, and then there's going to be a lot of spend on the OPEX side, operating and subsidizing the service on a regular basis. But with all the IT coming in, right, web technologies, the cloud platforms, the big data, just stuff that we do at VIA, you can change transportation, a huge industry. You know, what is the size of the transportation industry? Trillions of dollars a year. If you take into account car ownership and public transit across the world, you can use technology with very limited capex and very quickly transform the way people move around, which is a core thing we do every day and complain about, of course, sitting in traffic. And I think that demonstrates the potential we have to move really fast, even with the resources that we have in a small country like Israel. You don't necessarily need the sort of older, heavy industry to make significant impact.
So now the time is over. I just want to say thanks to our panelists for so excellent insights. So let's allow to our panelists.